Good morning to everyone. Welcome to class 11th economics. Now we are revising the topic cost, which we have, you know, done recently only. From this chapter, you'll be getting the theory as well as you may get a numerical also in exam. Basically, all the curves, you have to learn how to draw all the curves because questions in boards जो 12th में पहले आते थे इसमें से based on the curves and diagrams only. So first of all, what is meant by cost in economics? When we define what is cost in economics is the sum total of explicit and as well as implicit cost, which means cost in economics is sum total of explicit and implicit cost. There are these different types of cost. Selling cost. Remember now all these costs that we did. Selling cost means this is basically the promotional cost also, which means for promoting the product or for selling the commodity into the market, how much amount you are incurring or what amount you are incurring, that is known as selling cost. As you can see the pictures, all promotional cost, all the expenditure which is basically spent on the promotion. Then production cost. Production cost is basically the cost which is levied on production process. For example, for converting the raw material into finished goods, for converting the raw material into finished goods, whatever amount we are incurring is known as the production cost. Then next comes here implicit cost. Implicit cost is basically the cost which is the somewhere we say that it is the cost of self-owned resources or self-employed resources, which means here I'm not saying that I'm paying the money to outsider, but it is somewhere like if you have resource from outsider, then you would have paid to outsider, but you are not paying it to outside, you are incurring for your own, so that is the implicit cost. Then next here comes explicit cost. Explicit cost is basically the cost which is explicit in nature. That means you are paying this expenditure to outsider, for example wages or salaries, payment for the raw material, where I'm paying the amount to outsider, that is known as the explicit cost, right? Then we have different types of explicit cost, as you can see in the pictures. Then what is the difference between explicit and implicit? Remember, explicit cost is the cost which we are paying to outsiders, whereas implicit cost is the cost which is ultimately incurred on self-owned resources, right? Then explicit cost is basically in the form of cash, which is being paid to outsider, for example, salary or wages, payment for raw material, electricity bill paid. But when we talk about implicit, that is, for example, rent of own building, salary to own working as a manager, right? Then economic cost. In economics, the cost is the sum total of explicit and implicit cost, which means in economics, we simply say that cost is the sum total of explicit as well as implicit cost. Now, there are two types of cost, fixed cost and variable cost. When we say what is fixed cost, we simply say that fixed cost is that cost, which is fixed in nature, which does not change with the change in output. For example, if I'm producing 0 output, still fixed cost will be incurred. If I'm producing 10 output, then also the same fixed cost will be there. Even if I'm producing the 1000 units of output, then also the same fixed cost will be there, which means the fixed cost has no impact of change in units. So it is actually same in all classified outputs. But when we talk about the variable cost is basically that cost which changes directly with the change in output. So variable cost is that cost which changes directly with the change in output. वेरिएबल कॉस्ट वो कॉस्ट होती है जो आउटपुट के साथ चेंज होती रहती है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ सपोज यू आर प्रोड्यूसिंग लेस यूनिट ऑफ आउटपुट, definitely less variable cost is required. But if you are making more units of output, more variable cost is required. So it changes with the change in level of output. Just have a look. Fixed versus variable cost. You can see the rent is a fixed cost. The raw material which you are purchasing is a variable cost, because if you will produce more, you have to take more variable cost. If you are producing less, you have to get less, you will be incurred less variable cost. Now the short run cost, different types of costs are there, remember: TC, TFC, TVC, AC, AFC, AVC, and MC. So these 7 costs you have to learn in this chapter, where the first comes here is total cost, which is the sum of TFC plus TVC. So let's study the total cost. So let us first study total fixed cost. This is of course the fixed cost only, where we simply say that it does not change with the change in level of output, which means whether you are producing 0 units, you are producing 10 units, 100 units, or 1000 units, the total fixed cost is always same. The total fixed cost is always same. So it does not change with the change in level of output. ये बिल्कुल भी change नहीं होती with the change in level of output. It is always same in nature. All right. इसके अलावा भी we can see one thing, that total fixed cost is basically, you can write that it is irrespective of change in output, it is always same. Now total variable cost, when we say what is total variable cost, we simply say that total variable cost is the cost which changes directly with the change in level of output. Which means if suppose I am producing 10 units of output, then I require the cost to be incurred for 10 units. Then if suppose I am making 100 units of output, then wages and salaries I have to pay for making of 100 units of output, and so on. Which means the cost which directly changes with the change in level of output, जिसका output के साथ there is the direct relation that the cost will be changed, that is definitely known as the variable cost. And if we look at the diagram of the variable cost, then we will simply say that variable cost makes a shape of inverse S shaped. That we will be just watching that how it makes the inverse S shaped. But when we talk about the diagram of fixed cost, just have a look at the diagram of fixed cost. This is the diagram of fixed cost, upar wala. There you can simply see that the total fixed cost is fixed in nature. It is horizontal straight line parallel to x-axis. It is horizontal straight line parallel to x-axis. But let's talk about the other cost, that is variable cost. See the diagram of variable cost. It is an inverse S-shaped. But what is the reason behind inverse S-shaped of this diagram? Kindly write in the chat box, please. What is the reason behind the inverse shape of the total variable cost? Please write in the chat box. And tell me. I told you that why TVC is inverse S-shaped. Very good. It is S-shaped because of yes, because it directly depends on change in output. So first it increases at increasing rate, then it increases at diminishing rate or decreasing rate. No. First it increases at diminishing rate, and then it increases at increasing rate. Vaishali, you have written opposite. Yes, Chirag, you're right. Namish, absolutely correct. So it makes the inverse S-shaped, where the first variable cost increases at diminishing rate in the early stage, and then it increases at increasing rate ultimately. So it makes the inverse S-shaped curve. So let's talk about the total cost. You remember total cost, which is the sum total of TVC and TFC. See the diagram. This diagram represents us three of the curves altogether: TFC, TVC, and TC. If I look at the TFC, I simply say that TFC is horizontal straight line parallel to x-axis because of its fixed nature, because it does not change with the level of change in output. So it is of course a horizontal straight line parallel to x-axis. If I see at TVC, I will say that it starts from origin. But why TVC starts from origin? The total variable cost starts from origin because there is no variable cost if there is no unit of output produced. For example, if I'm producing 0 units, of course there will be no variable cost. And if I'm producing more than 0 units, if I'm producing some units, I will definitely be incurring the variable cost. So it starts from origin and then starts making the shape of inverse S shaped. Now, the sum total of TVC and TFC is always TC, which starts from the point where TFC starts, and then it has the same, curve as in the case of TVC curve. It has the same curve as it has in the case of TVC curve. All right. So if question comes, what is the difference between TC and TVC, and what is the nature of the that curve? So we'll be simply writing the difference between TC and TVC is TFC, and the nature of the curve is that TFC is always horizontal straight line parallel to x-axis. So we'll simply say that the difference between the TC and TVC is TFC, that is total fixed cost, and it is same in all the cases. Chirag, I think there is some problem at your end because I'm not getting any message for my voice lagging from anyone else. Is my voice clear to all of you? Please respond in the chat box. So when we say that what is the difference between TC and TVC, the difference is always TFC. And TFC, because is always constant, TFC is always constant and straight line, horizontal straight line. So definitely the difference, as you can see in the curve, this difference is always constant. That's why the TC and TVC curve are parallel to each other. All right. Now, so this way the total cost curve is also being made, as it is the sum of TFC and TVC. As you can see that TFC is horizontal straight line parallel to x-axis, whereas TVC is starting from origin, and ultimately TVC is making an inverse S shaped, and TC starts from the point where TFC start, and then it start increasing as TVC increases. But the difference of TC and TVC is always constant because the difference is TFC, which is horizontal or which is always constant. That's why these two curves, TC and TVC, are always parallel to each other and they will never intersect with one another. वो कभी भी intersect नहीं करेंगे. क्यों? Because at every unit of output there is some fixed cost which is always fixed in nature. So their difference will also be always fixed in nature, and these two curves TC and TVC are not going to intersect with each other at any cost anywhere. All right. Now let us talk about the average cost. आपको पता है total वाले को if we divide it by the quantity, if we simply divide it the total by the quantity, we get the average. So the very first question arises, what is average fixed cost? What is average fixed cost? So average fixed cost is basically total fixed cost divided by unit. For example, if for making 5 commodities, I incur rupees 50. For making 5 commodities, suppose 5 commodities, I incur rupees 50. That is total fixed cost. Then what is the average fixed cost? Means एक commodity को बनाने पे मैंने कितना fixed cost खर्च किया, which will be simply TFC divided by units. TFC divided by units. All right. So we can simply say that AFC is equals to TFC upon units. AFC is equals to TFC upon units. Same way, if you see the diagram of AFC, what we observe, AFC is continuously falling from left to right. And of course, it will fall. See the schedule. Units are increasing 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Total fixed cost is same. That is 12 at all levels of output. Now AFC always will be falling. Infinity 12, 6, 4, 3, 2.40. It will always fall. So AFC always falls with the rise in output because total fixed cost is fixed in nature. But please see to it that AFC will never touch x-axis. The question why it never touches the x-axis, because TFC will never be zero. क्योंकि अगर AFC touch करता है x-axis से, that means AFC will become zero. But AFC will never be zero. Why? Because TFC is always there, and that too it is constant. So that's why AFC never touches the x-axis, but it falls with the rise in output, because as output increases, TFC is fixed in nature, so average fixed cost falls. Now average variable cost. Average variable cost is total variable cost divided by output. Total variable cost divided by output, which means average variable cost is basically when we say that total variable cost which is being divided by the output. So for example, for making 10 units of output, 500 rupees variable cost is incurred. Then tell me what will be the average variable cost? That will be per unit variable cost, which means 500 divided by 10, that is 50. So that will be average variable cost. Now just look at the diagram. TBC is given to you, quantity is given to you, average variable cost will be downward sloping. First coming to its minimum and then making the U-shaped curve. So average variable cost, मैंने आपको बताया था in the last main when I took this chapter, average variable cost, average cost, marginal cost. All three costs have the same nature, and that is the all three costs are U-shaped nature curves. All these three curves are U-shaped nature curves. But why these curves are U-shaped? These curves are U-shaped because it is first decreasing, coming to its minimum, and then increasing. Why? Because of the operation of law of variable proportion. Because of the operation of law of variable proportion, it gives the shape a U-shaped curve to all these three curves. कौन सी? AC, AVC and MC. But why not AFC? Because AFC, so we have just studied that AFC is always downward sloping because of constant TFC. All right. So AVC curve is U-shaped curve. Now average cost. AC will be, of course, the average cost is the total of average fixed cost and average variable cost. जो average cost है वो sum total ही तो है average fixed cost का और average variable cost का. ठीक. Now see average cost curve. आप देखो इसमें average cost curve. It is also a U-shaped curve. It makes the U-shaped curve because it first decreases, comes to its minimum, and then it starts increasing. Now last is the marginal cost. Now what is the marginal cost? Marginal cost is of course the additional cost. Additional cost means the extra cost which you have incurred for making one more unit of output. Can you tell me the formula for marginal cost? Of course the formula for marginal cost is same as it is the additional cost, which means it is addition to the variable cost, right? It is either addition to the variable cost or it is addition to the average cost, which means basically the MC's formula will be MC is equals to either change in TVC upon change in units or change in TC upon change in units. It is also U-shaped curve. First it falls, come to its minimum, and then it starts increasing, making U-shaped curve, and it makes U-shaped curve because of law of variable proportion. All right. Now just have a look at this, please. Wait. Just have a look at the above diagram. इसमें जो ऊपर वाला diagram है, please उसको देखिएगा. Just have a look at this, please. The above diagram, ऊपर वाला diagram, where the three curves you can see all together: AC, AVC, and MC. Can you tell me the reason why all these three curves are U-shaped curves? Why all these three curves are U-shaped curve? The reason is simple, that these curves are U-shaped curve because of operation of law of variable proportion. That is why these curves are making a U-shaped curve, which means all these three curves are first decreasing, coming to its minimum points, and then these starts increasing, right? देखो जब तीनों curves decline कर रही हैं, तो what do we see when three curves are declining? Then what do we see? That AC is greater than ABC is greater than MC. We observe that. आप देखो AC सबसे ऊपर है, उसके नीचे ABC है, उसके नीचे MC है. Which means when in the first when all these three curves starts falling, we observe that AC is more than ABC, then more than MC. अच्छा. Then when it comes to their minimum points, जब वो minimum point पे होते हैं, तो what we are observing, this MC curve is cutting both AC and ABC at their minimum point. AC और ABC के minimum point पे MC curve उनको cut करते हुए rise कर रहा है, right? And when all these three curves are rising, जब तीनों curves ऊपर rise हो रही हैं, then what do we see when all these three curves are rising? We observe that now MC is greater then AC, then ABC. This is the nature of or the relationship between ABC, AC, and marginal cost, that is MC. You have to just write that all three curves, AC, ABC, and MC, are U-shaped curves. Relationship की बात कर रहा हूँ, क्या बताना है आपने? Are U-shaped curve. These curves are U-shaped curve because of operation of law of variable proportion. Secondly, all these curves first are decreasing. When these curves are decreasing, then we observe that AC is more than ABC, then this MC. फिर आपने बताना है next point. MC curve is cutting AC curve and ABC curve at their minimum point. All right, from below. Then last point. When all these three curves starts increasing, then we observe that MC is greater than AC and then ABC. All right. Acha. Now, can you people just tell me why, if you see the difference, just let me annotate that difference. But if you see this difference, see this green difference which I'm making now. If you see this difference of AC and ABC, what you are observing for this difference? Kindly tell me. What you are observing for this difference? AC और ABC के difference पे क्या observe कर रहे हैं? We are observing that the difference between AC and ABC is decreasing. You know, the difference is falling. कम होता जा रहा है difference. If the question arises why, then we will simply give this answer. That the difference between AC and ABC, क्या होगा इन दोनों का difference? मुझे बताओ इन दोनों का difference क्या है? AC और ABC का difference. That is of course AFC. AFC होता है ना AC और ABC का difference. So the difference between AC and ABC is of course AFC. And you know AFC of course starts falling. AFC fall होना शुरू हो जाता है with the rise in output. जैसे जैसे आप देख रहे हो output बढ़ता है, वैसे वैसे इन दोनों का जो डिफरेंस है वो कम होता चला जाता है. ऑफ कोर्स AFC बिकॉज डिक्लाइन करता है. बट डू यू थिंक दैट द डिफरेंस विल बी कंप्लीटली जीरो एंड दे विल इंटरैक्ट? AC और ABC इंटरैक्ट कर सकते हैं? AC और ABC का इंटरैक्ट करने का मतलब है AFC विल बिकम जीरो. इज इट पॉसिबल दैट AFC विल बिकम जीरो? नो, बिकॉज आई जस्ट टोल्ड यू इन द अभी पीछे वाला टॉपिक दैट AFC कैन नेवर बी जीरो because there is always some TFC which is there, so AFC can never ever be zero. I hope this is clear to all. यहाँ तक I think सबको क्लियर है.